Dudes. I was cleaning some trash up, and then apparently I have a little shop turtle. I thought it was a piece of dirt. Look at that little guy. What are you doing in the barn? Weird. What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle and welcome to the LRT Outpost. Now, I've been following on the channel at all. We've been working on a little RZR build here, and we got a chance to take for a little shakedown run at an off-road event that was local to me. And if you haven't had a chance to watch that video, I'll do a little tag to it for you so you can go check that out. It's a pretty cool obstacle course. Damage assessment. As you can tell from my intro, I'm still getting little freaking CVT chunklets bouncing around in here. I'm assuming it's getting caught up in my ductwork from my snorkel kit. The only thing I can think of is just getting trapped up in there, and as I ride around, it shakes loose and falls in here and bangs around. Sounds like a bunch of rocks in here and freaks me out. But I guess that's what happens when you snap a CVT belt. It literally full clip on these things. But anywho's, other than that, I think I got a rear axle that's about to go. Not super surprised. That's not going to stop us. We do have a ride coming up soon, and we're just gonna send her. If we pop an axle, we pop an axle, whatever. I may have a spare in the shop. I'll go look. Maybe we can swap it out. Worst case scenario, if it does pop on us, but whatever. For now, I'm going to leave this cover off. I'm really tired of taking this off a bajillion times to make sure I don't have any more chunklets in here. We're going to take it for a few rips around the outpost, and we'll be right back. Also want to shout out the channel sponsor, Trailed Brakes. That's TRAILD.com. Brakes for ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. They have ceramic and brass, as well as upgraded brake rotors. And you can pick you up one of these sweet little t-shirts as well. At checkout, go ahead and use discount code LRT Outpost and go ahead and save yourself 10% off. Now back to the video. Okay, I think we might have all that leftover belt chunklets out of that CVT housing now, maybe. But I'm gonna take the tools I need to pop that cover off yet again, if need be, once we're out on the trails. I am also very confident we have a rear axle that's about to go at any minute, so I went ahead and did order a replacement from Rhino. I'm just gonna have it with me and take the tools I need to swap that out just in case that happens. However, if that does happen and I might be in a bit of a pickle, I want my trusty winch to work again. So I'm going to install I feel like should have been installed from the factory to begin with. I don't know why Polaris doesn't do this, but it is the wiring harness for the bus bar. I actually have a nice little bus bar under the dash here to hook up accessories and things like that, but it doesn't have power from the factory. You have to wire it in. So I don't know if it's like a liability thing or what, but anyways, been putting it off, kind of like jankily wired in my accessories and stuff, and it's just time I cleaned it up and did it properly. Also, I'm going to swap out my power ports. I'm going to add an extra one, actually like USB ports instead of the little cigarette lighter style, just because these are way more convenient. So let's get into it. All right, so first thing we're going to do, move our hood. And this little guy right here is what we're talking about. So basically the wiring harness just brings power from the battery to here, and you have a ground, a nice little place to hook up some accessories. Like I said, kind of got it finagled together right now. It's way past time for me to get this cleaned up and actually like functioning like it's supposed to. So that's what we're about to do. This is my winch solenoid that I've recycled from an ATV, and I actually had a winch switch in here, so it works. I just had to pull the switch out to do but I had to remove my switch to pull out the plastic drive shaft tunnel to replace my slip yokes and my U-joints on the drive shafts. If you haven't watched that video, do a little tag for you, so you can go check that out if you want to. But I'd like to have my winch back, and this works really good, but I actually got an actual legitimate winch switch that we're also going to try to install on the dash, so everything will be like it's supposed to for once. Before we get started on all that though, we're going to go ahead and run this cable up to where our bus bar is going to be at. Get out of there. Already has these nice little like plastic pins, so hopefully everything lines up like it's supposed to. Okay, so we got everything hooked up, positive and negative for our bus bar. Runs down. And like I said, I have those nice little pins to where it lines up so it stays out of the way. That one I have not gotten in there very good. There we go. And then transmission tunnel sits over top, chair sits here, and there's actually a little cutout, so that goes there. Pretty nice little kit, but again, not understanding why that's not already kind of like that from the factory, but whatever. All we got to do now is just hook up the positive and the negative again, and we should be ready to roll. And now we have a more convenient area to set up our accessories under the dash. I need to go back and clean up some more of this wiring, but before I dig into all that, I got a few more accessories and stuff I want to put on this at this kind of at the same time. So that'll be another video. This was more of me just showing that bus bar installation, just because I think it is super convenient, and just some last minute accessories that I wanted to throw on before our next ride, which I will also be filming. So do me a favor, if you like this sort of thing, hit that subscribe. Stay a while. I appreciate you. It really does help the channel out, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So that brings me to my next thing on the agenda. I'm going to replace the old school like 12-volt cigarette lighter thing. A little power outlet here. These things tend to rust and go bad. Mine surprisingly actually still works, but I actually got a legitimate USB one I'm going to switch it out with. It'll just be a lot more convenient just because everything takes USB now. And super easy to get to. We can get a Torx bit, pop our dash off, and we can get to all of those switches. And also, we're going to set up our switch panel here. So I want my winch, pretty sure I want my winch on the driver's side here. Just kind of pops off the front, little push pins. Come with me. All right. Voila. All your switches and everything. So we're just gonna pop these little things out. And then this little guy is our cigarette lighter. All right, got that one out. Okay. So we got our new little socket installed with the 2 USB power ports. Has a nice little rubber cap. I have no idea how long that'll last. I kind of liked it being covered up so dirt and mud and stuff doesn't get up in there. They're supposed to be waterproof. So if you get one to replace it like I did purposely try to get one that said it was waterproof. We'll see how true that is. One thing I did notice, so the factory wire for this is always hot. I didn't realize that right at first. I kind of forgot about it. But, so wire plugged in, I just noticed it because my little outlet has a backlight, little blue backlight. So my key is off, backlight has power. So if you get one that has a backlight, it could potentially be a parasitic drain, just it being on all the time. So wire unplugged, light goes out, plugged, unplugged, plugged, unplugged, plugged. You get it. So I don't want to come out to a dead battery randomly. So what I'm going to do is probably just cap this off with a wire nut. I'll just cut it and put a wire nut on it and just tape it off to the side somewhere out of the way. And I actually just, where'd you go? All right, went to my ACC terminal on the bus bar. So that's only on when the key is on. And this kit with the USB socket power port thingamajigger, it actually came with a nice little wiring kit to kind of wire one up from scratch, and it had like an inline fuse because this is, I'm bypassing the factory stuff, so it's not going to be on a fuse, so I wanted to make sure there was a fuse in there. So I'm going to use that. It has a nice little sealed fuse, and you just plug it in. So now, no power, there's no backlight, but as soon as I turn my key on, now I have power. So we should be good, shouldn't have a parasitic drain. Okay, so while the dash is out and we removed our other switches, I got an actual legit winch switch, but I've run out of space. I've kind of gotten away with just cutting out extra spaces in this plastic on the dash, but I went ahead, you can get these little switch panels, you can get them kind of cheap. Actually, I really cheaped out on these. I'm not the biggest fan of the logo. I was hoping I could maybe reverse them, but they are side specific, but no big deal. They also didn't come with hardware. Get what you pay for, I guess. But anywho's, so we'll just mock it up, and then basically I'm just going to etch out with my marker what all I need to cut out, and then this will be our new home for our switches. We're just going to do this side for now, just so I can have my winch back, and when I get my other goodies, we'll do the other side and get everything all nice and tidy under here. Right, perfect. And the plate covers up quite a bit, so if I overcut a little bit, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So let's get our handy Dremel out and get to cutting. So these switch plates didn't come with hardware. Again, I kind of cheaped out on them, but whatever, it's just the metal plate. So what I'm gonna try to do is actually, I'm gonna try to rivet them in. I think that would look nicer than trying to get individual little bolts. Plus I had rivets laying around, and I'm all about using what I got laying around. So should work all right. So I'm just going to try doing it one at a time here. All right. I think that's going to work out pretty good. Let's do the rest. Switch panel turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Rivets worked out real nice. You know, not a big fan of the emblem there, but whatever, it's all right. I have my reverse lights are relocated up top as well. They were down here, but I got an interior light switch. I got some interior lights I'm going to rig up. I'm going to put that switch down here. And I have some other goodies for, going to go over here. New switch panel to match the other side. That'll be coming next. So make sure you hit that subscribe if you want to catch that. Also, just a side thing I just kind of found online. It's a nice little grab bar from Dragonfire. This is actually for a 900 XP. The factory one's kind of dinky and just boring. And this one was a little bit longer, so I just kind of measured and just cut off the excess so it would work. If you want an aftermarket one, the choices for like the 900 and the 1000Ss are pretty limiting and, well, not much better than the factory one as far as looks go. So you may want to just kind of branch out. I think most of the RZR units are pretty similar as far as that goes. You may just have to do what I do and just like cut off the end of it. I actually ended up stumbling across that on no, it was actually eBay for like 80 bucks or so. So it's just a pretty good little deal. I just kind of saw it and was like, hey, that looks cool. So it definitely looks a lot better than factory. Just one last little small upgrade. SuperATV LED headlight bulb replacements. The headlight bulbs on these are relatively dim and kind of, well, really yellow looking. So I wanted to upgrade. I caught these on sale at SuperATV, but I am very skeptical about how long they'll last. So I just wanted to test them out and just see. I probably wouldn't have done it if they weren't on sale, but they were. My concern is that they're LEDs, and to help dissipate the heat, they got little external fans, but your headlight bulb goes right up in here. Like anybody who rides all the time knows that stuff just gets packed up in here. Mud, rocks, debris, whatever. Stuff just gets thrown up in there from the tires and just from riding around. So I'm very concerned about how long that little fan will survive. And then maybe if the fan goes out, they overheat or something. I don't know. We're going to test them out and we'll see. So we're going to slap those in there. But I will do a comparison just so y'all can kind of see how dim the factory ones are versus these. So I haven't seen them before either, so I'm kind of excited to see the difference. All right, it is dark AF. That's factory low beam from the driver's seat. It's not great, is it? Very kind of yellowy. High beam from driver's seat. Don't look that much better, does it? Okay, both LED bulbs in. Low beams. Holy smokes, that's a night and day difference. No pun intended. But seriously, holy Toledo. Those things are way brighter. Well, so far kind of worth it. Let's see what the high beam looks like. Oh yeah. And if we really want to be obnoxious, we have my light bar. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but you can hear the little fan running. I can actually feel it too. It generates a nice little breeze. That's kind of crazy. We'll see how long those last. All right, winch is now back to working, and with the bus bar properly set up, we got a much better switch and wiring organization going on for all of our accessories. Much needed upgrade. And we got a couple little extra goodies installed while we were at it. All that's left to do now is load this puppy up, go meet up with the gang tomorrow, and go ride. And fingers crossed we don't destroy that CV axle. But I went ahead and ordered a spare. It's in the truck with a bag full of tools, so if we blow that thing, then we'll swap it out and keep right on rolling. So if you enjoyed our last riding video, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on this next one coming up. Hit that like if you enjoy these videos. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch them, and I'll catch you in the next one.